Running ads on TikTok is now easier than ever. One of the biggest challenges with TikTok ads is actually creating a video ad, going through that whole process, iterating on the script, actually shooting the video, and then also creating different versions of it to go through and test. This can be a big challenge for a lot of companies, and they just don't have the resources to go through and build out a full dedicated video for TikTok ads. The good news is you no longer have to worry about that. TikTok has announced TikTok image ads. And with these ads, not only is there just TikTok image ads, they announced 3 different versions of these TikTok image ads. And in today's video, I want to walk through those 3 different versions and which one might be best for your business and the pros and cons of each one and how to set up each of these different ad types. And at the end, I will also be going over some best practices for these TikTok image ads so that you can get the best results possible. Now, as I mentioned, there are 3 different TikTok image ad types, and I want to go through all these in detail so you understand which one would be best for your specific business and your goals. Now, the first one that we have here is the Standard Carousel. The second one is the VSA Carousel. And the third one, and the one that honestly I am the most excited about, is the Product Shopping Ads. There's little differences between all of these, but one of the big differences between the Product Shopping Ads and the Standard and VSA is that the Product Shopping Ads only show on Shopping Center and Search. The reason why I'm so excited about this is because one of the best resources for e-commerce stores to date has been Google Shopping Ads. And if you run e-commerce stores, you know how lucrative Google Shopping Ads can be, how good they are. What I'm talking about is when you type in something on Google, say bike right here, you'll see that these ads that are like little images, the intent on these is super high because it's somebody who's actually searching for a product. Well, with these product search ads, shopping ads, these are basically Google Shopping Ads. That's exactly what they are. You can see when you go into TikTok and you search for something, say bike, these will show up in the shopping center and search results, not inside of the feed. So it's not when somebody's just scrolling through their feed. And this is what they'll see. They'll see something that looks like this, very similar to a Google Shopping ad, as you can see here. And then they'll just see this little tiny sponsored message. And then you can see all these other ones are organic. And right now, what I'm noticing is that only one ad is showing up at a time, which means if you're running these ads, not a lot of people have caught on to these. This can be huge for your business because there's virtually no competition. So we're going to be getting into how to set that one up. I'm super excited about that one if you can't tell, but I do want to walk through the difference between all these. So the standard carousels do show up in the feed as well. So you'll show up in feed, shopping center, and search. You'll show up in all 3 of those placements for standard and VSA. And if you're curious what they look like inside of the feed, here's an example of what these would look like. So they are carousels. So you do need to have at least 2 images for these, and we'll kind of cover the max amount of images that you have, but here's kind of what they look like. Now, as far as the image sources for these, as kind of the name suggests for standard carousel, this is more of a manual carousel. So this is one that you can customize. You don't have to have it attached to your product catalog or anything like that. You can go through and manually upload images, and you don't have to worry about them pulling through from your product feed. Now, the good thing about the VSA and the product shopping ads, if you already have your product catalog set up through TikTok Seller Center, then all you need to do is basically just pull the images from there and you're good to start running ads. So you don't even have to do virtually anything. It makes it super, super easy. Now, if you aren't familiar with TikTok Seller Center or how to set that up, I do have a full tutorial up here that you can go through and check out and get that all set up. I'm not going to be covering it in this video just because it is a whole nother topic. But once you have that set up, it makes it very easy to start running these ads. Now, as far as the image details or the difference between a couple of these, with these standard carousels, you need to run a minimum of 2 images, but you can actually run up to 35. So that's one of the nice things. You can run 35 images, which is obviously a ton. With the VSA carousels, you can only run 2 to 20 images per ad. I have pre here. That should be per. I should fix that real quick. Fix that on the fly. Per ad, it's there as well. And then for the product shopping ads, because it's just something that looks like this, it's only 1 image per ad. Now, one huge disadvantage with these standard carousels is that the destination is a single destination. What I mean by that is when you are going through and you're looking at a specific ad, say that this right here is a standard carousel, you can see when it's scrolling through, the products aren't specifically tagged and there's only one call to action, which is a shop now. If you click that, it will always go to the same exact location. Now, when you take that in contrast to the VSA carousels where there's a multi-destination, here's where this is a huge benefit. If you scroll over here, you'll notice that each one of these has a little tag right there so that the user can click directly on that product and it will take them to that exact product page. So there's less friction in the user finding what product they're looking for. And then of course with the product shopping ads, this is a single destination as well because it will just take them to the destination of whatever product they are clicking on, but it will take them directly to the product page. And then we already talked about the click-through experience. Now, another super important thing to note when you are getting ready to run these TikTok images ads is what objective each one of these supports. Now you see here with the standard carousel, the objective that it supports is either traffic, app promotion, or web conversion. And for the VSA carousels, you need to select the product sales objective in order to run these. And if you aren't familiar with what I mean, here's the TikTok ads manager. I'm gonna come in here and show you exactly how to set these up, but here's the objectives. So if you're running a standard carousel, then you need to select either traffic, app promotion, or website conversions. If you're running a VSA or product shopping, then you need to select the product sales objective here. And then going along with the destination, this is something that's big, is dynamic product recommendations. With standard carousels, you are not going to get dynamic product recommendations. With VSA and product shopping ads, you will. This means that TikTok, based on the data that it has on the user, it will show the product that it thinks will have the highest possibility of achieving your objective to that user. So now that we know the difference between all three of these TikTok image ads, I now want to take a second to go through and show you how to actually run each of these TikTok image ads. If you are only interested in learning how to run, product shopping ads or VSA or standard, feel free to check out the timestamps down below. I'll have timestamps so that you can kind of skip around to whatever you're thinking you are wanting to start running. But before you jump on to that next part, I do want to give you a heads up that right now TikTok is running this awesome promotion where you can get a $500 ad credit if you spend $500 in TikTok ads. So if you are new to TikTok ads and are just getting ready to create an account, I highly encourage you to check out the link down below. Click on that. There's this I have this special limited time offer. Click on this, get started, and then you can go through and create your TikTok ads account to start running these image ads. Now, once you've gone through and actually created your TikTok ads account, it's going to take you to a dashboard that looks something like this. If you don't see this, what you want to do is come over here to campaigns and then hit create new campaign. This is the first thing that you'll see in the campaign creation process. Now, what we're going to start with is I'm going to show you how to run the standard carousel ads and a fast way that I found to just create multiple images for these. So as I mentioned, you can either select a traffic lead generation or you can either select a traffic, app promotion, or website conversion objective for this. For this, we're going to keep it easy. Just do traffic here. I'm not going to go through all the campaign settings here because I do realize that a lot of people here are just interested in learning how to set up the image ads. If you want to learn more about all these settings when you're running a TikTok ads campaign, check out this video. It goes through all of those settings here, but I want to make this focused on the TikTok image ads. So we're just going to come over here. We're just going to call this standard image ads, and then we're going to hit continue over here. And as far as the ad group setting goes, pretty much for your standard carousels, the ad group settings are basically the same. You could either do web or app, you could do automatic placements or select placements. It doesn't really matter. And then you can go through and choose your audience and your targeting, your daily budget. You can go through and select that, and then you can select your optimization goal. We're just going to hit continue here because I want to show you how to actually set up an image ad. Okay, and then here is where we actually get this setting to run image ads. So you can see here now in this ad format, instead of just a single video, there is a carousel option. So you can click on this carousel option, and you can see from here now we can go through and upload up to 35 images, or you can choose some from your library. Now I do want to show you a quick little trick on creating image ads, basically, quick trick that I found to quickly create these. So what I personally like to do is come over here to Canva, and inside of Canva, I'll just come over to create design, and then they have this one called TikTok photo mode, 9:16. You can click on that. And then what I will do is I'll just grab this photo mode right here. And then they have lots of stock images or things that you can go through and do, or you can upload specific images here. And I will add pages just like this. So we'll go through and add pages. You can add up to 35. For this example, we're just going to add 5 pages here. And for this particular store, we are going to be selling pickleball paddles. So I'm going to go through and grab some pickleball paddle images and just drop them into this format. So you can see I already have some picked out here that I can go through and grab. So I can go through and put them there. And you can see this one isn't really fit the right way. So you can just quickly go through and adjust it as you need. And if you have specific product photos, you can of course upload them in here and put them in just like that. And then once I have that image, I'll just move on to this next one and go through and repeat that same process. Grab one of these images here, slide it in, and then just make it fit well. Okay, so here's what this ends up looking like. You can see I have like 4 or 5 images here that we can go through and run as our TikTok image ads. From here, I'll just go through and quickly download this into the file, and then go through and download those. Okay, and then we can come back over here and then upload those files. You don't have to use TikTok, or you don't have to use Canva if you don't want to, if you already have the image sizes. I just found that it's a quick way to go grab the images and get them in the right size as well. And here is our 4 images. You can go through and crop these if you want to, but you can see we have them in the right size, which is nice. So everything looks good there. You can go through and look at all of them, make sure that they are looking good. Then we hit confirm here. And you can see here now we have our image ads. Now, if you wanted a specific one to show up first, you can go through and adjust this. So you can move that over to the first position there so that users see that one first. You see there's a little scroll bar through here and then a little play button that will play the music to give you a sample of that. Now, you do have to add music to these image ads. So that is one thing to keep in mind. And another thing as well is that you'll notice that these ones are taking up the entire feed. TikTok does actually, for the image requirements, they do recommend not only vertical size, but you can do square and horizontal as well. Now, I personally have not tested this, so I don't know if there's pros and cons to each one of these. I will note though that for the examples they have up here above, that these are the horizontal view. And I could see a small advantage with this because you can clearly see that they are actually photos and not videos coming through. So one thing to keep in mind, you may want to test going vertical and also horizontal as well with the image specs. So once you are happy with your images, as I mentioned, it is a requirement to actually run music on the images, and it does improve performance, so I highly recommend doing it. So in order to add music, you just come over here and click add. Now, it may be a little intimidating to first choose music, and if you aren't sure which ones you can use and maybe what ones would be good, what I recommend is coming over to the TikTok Creative Center. I'll leave a link to this down below. This is actually the TikTok commercial library. This is all the basically music that is approved to run as an ad. So what you can come over here is actually just come over to the commercial sounds. You can see these are all the commercial library, and then just go and look at some of these top music right here and select one of those. So we can just come over here and grab whatever one we want. We're just gonna grab the Hey It's Me, and then I just copied that in there and then found searched it here, and so now we can go through and add that to our ad. The final couple things that you can do is go through and add specific text and then your call to action here as well. Text is required, so you just want to go through and add something inside of there, something about your pickleball paddles. And then here's where you can go through and customize your call to action. So make sure that these all make sense for what you are selling. So we're not going to do visit us, buy now, buy here, check out online, check out today. Those all look good for call to actions. And then here's where you can go through and actually put your URL in. And then you can come over here down to this bottom part I'm covering up and just hit publish all, and then you are good to go. And that is everything there is to running standard carousel ads. So now let's talk about how to run VSA carousels. Now, as I mentioned, a prerequisite to running this is you do need to have your TikTok Seller Center account set up. So this is what this looks like. If you, I'll leave a link down below on how to sign up for TikTok Seller Center, and then also a full tutorial on how to set that up down there as well, in case you are curious on that. Now, what you'll want to do is basically come to set up your campaigns as you would with the standard carousels, but instead this time we are going to be choosing product sales. So once you have the product sales objective selected, it is important that you click here on the catalog. You don't want to use the TikTok shop. This will only work from my experience on the catalog. So we want to click here on the catalog. We're going to keep all these settings as they are. We're just going to hit continue here. And then it is going to take us to the ad group settings. Now, same as with the standard carousels, there's not really any unique settings here for the ad group. You do, however, need to make sure that you select your catalog here. So if your catalog isn't syncing or for whatever reason, you can click inside of here and there will be a little thing to create a catalog that you can go through and do, but you want to make sure that those are all linked up. So if you're not seeing your catalog drop down here, it means it's not linked to your TikTok ads account. You can go through and select your optimization and all these other settings here. But like I said, we're just going to scroll down here to keep this very simple and only focus on the image ads. Once you're happy with all the settings there, then you can hit continue. And we do need to have a location here. So now we're going to hit continue here. And now we are at the ad settings, and you can see this is where you can go through and actually select all of the products or select a specific product. So if we just add all of the ad products here, and you can see now there is a multitude of different ad formats. These were not here before. You have your single images, or you can do a catalog video, a catalog image, or a catalog carousel, as we talked about before. So if you want to do the catalog carousel, it can be up to 2 to 20 images inside of here. So you can click on that, and then now it has the images and go through and scroll through all of those. Or you could do a catalog video where it will basically you can go through and add all of the images from your catalog, and you can create templates here with this create video template. So it's good to, I would probably recommend, if you're going to be testing it or running this, I would probably run an ad with the video catalog with one of these templates, and then one with the catalog carousel, and see which one performs best for your product. And here you can go through and add your text inside of the specific ad. We're gonna come back over here inside the specific ad, and then you can also make sure you go through and select the music as we did with the standard. And then here's where you can have your destination. Product links are URLs for product landing pages. You can go through and add your custom links inside of here, which is really the huge benefit to the VSA carousels as opposed to just the standard carousels. Like I said, you can go through and select a specific product if you want to. You can click here and then product set, or a specific product. You can go through and select that and then add the specific products down here in your drop down menu. And then once you're pretty much happy with all that, you can go through and hit continue. I only have one image here, so it's saying me, hey, you at least have 2 images. So that's why I'm getting that error. But as long as you have 2 images, you'll be ready to go through and publish all of these. And finally, let's talk about how to set up the product shopping ads. And this, like I said, is the one that I am the most excited about, and they're very, very easy to set up. So in order to set these up, what we're going to do is come back over to our campaigns here. We're going to exit out of this. We are going to come over here to product sales, and then we're going to select TikTok shop, and then we are going to come back over here, and you can see TikTok shop. This one is the only one that allows for the product shopping ads here. Then we're going to go through and hit continue. And what we are going to do different in the ad group settings on this is we are going to, you probably guessed it, is select product shopping ads. So we're going to click on that, and then you're going to notice that the placements will change. So it includes feed, shopping center, and search. When we click on product shopping ads, it only includes shopping center and search, which is what we want. Now, as I mentioned, the reason why I'm so excited about this is because you don't have to spend money on people that are scrolling through TikTok. You're only spending money when people are searching for your product or service. So down here is where you can go through and do the audience and demographics here. Now, I know a big question that I'm going to get with the targeting is people are probably wondering, how do I target specific keywords? As of now, there is not really a way to target a specific keyword. What you do is you can go through and add audiences and demographics and things, and based on your product description page, TikTok is going to know kind of where to show your ad based on the specific search. Now, you can add negative keywords though into your specific campaigns, so that is something to keep in mind as well. But that is something that you add the negative keywords after the ad has been created. So if you want me to show you how to do that, be sure to leave a comment down below, and maybe I'll create a video on how to add those negative keywords. We're going to scroll down here just to keep things easy, and we're going to hit continue, and I just want to go right to the product ad setup and how that works. So then we're going to hit continue here. And then just like we did with the VSA carousel, it's going to ask us to select the products that we want to advertise for. You can see we're going to see a little preview of what these are going to look like. So you can either do all products or you can select specific products. So if I maybe say I only wanted to run an ad for like maybe my top seller here, which is this one, we only have the 2 products. A lot of people have a lot more, of course. And once you've selected that product, you can see what it looks like in Shopper Center and then what it looks like in search, the difference between those two. You can see very simple there. And then all there's left to do is to go through and publish that, and you are good to go with those product shopping ads. So now we know how to set up these image ads. I actually want to go through some best practices and some quick tips to optimize these as well. And the first one that I actually do want to talk about, I know I said I would talk about this in a later video, but I think it is super important when you are running these ads, especially the product shopping ads, is to check these search terms to make sure that you're showing up for the right things. And in order to do that, what you do is you just come over here to your ad group level and you click on view data. Once you click on view data, then you can come over here to this little thing. It's going to show you something that looks like daily here. You can see this is just like a dummy ad that hasn't run any data, but you can come over here to this little tab that says search. Inside of search, this is going to show you the search terms that you are showing up for. Now, this is really critical because you can get an idea on if TikTok is actually showing your ads to the right search terms. And then on top of that, what you can do is over here, you can actually go through and add negative keywords. So sorry, and I'm kind of in the way here, but you can actually go through and add negative keywords here to the listings to make sure that you're not showing up for something that you don't want to. So that's a quick tip, is make sure that you're looking at your search terms and adding negative keywords when possible. Now, the next tip that I want to talk about is especially if you are running standard carousels, and this is if you come over here to the tools in the creative library. I don't think a lot of people realize this, but TikTok does a really good job at collecting the data on which specific ads are actually working well. So what we wanted to do is come over here to images, and then this, if you're running the same image in multiple places, it's going to keep track of how much you spent on that specific image and then all of the other data associated with it. So you can start getting an idea of which specific ad is actually, or which specific image is actually performing the best, even if that image is in multiple ads. So I would encourage you to come over here to the tools and then to the creative library, look at the images, and then keep track of this data for each individual image so that you know which one to put more budget and more spend behind. Now, another tip for these image ads and where I can see these being super beneficial is when you're running specific promotions or specific holiday promotions. Be sure to utilize these image ads so that you can quickly spin up a promotion and start running them in real time. And finally, here are some recommendations directly from TikTok. They do recommend that you highlight product benefits, which I totally agree with. Use each image to highlight a different benefit or a key message. We talked about show promotional offers, tell a story, which I think everybody should be trying to do with every single ad. And then this is one that I thought was interesting. They recommend one human model, show single human models interacting with product or service, using service to demonstrate use case and prove an authentic feel to your video. So if you are showing multiple images, they do recommend having the same model when possible. I thought that was a really interesting piece that they did share. And then also customer POV is recommended. So hopefully you found all of those tips helpful. Just a reminder, if you are new to TikTok ads, be sure to take advantage of the $500 TikTok ad credit that you can get when you sign up and spend $500. So be sure to check that out in the link down below. And if you want to continue to stay up on the latest trends with TikTok ads, be sure to subscribe. I do my best to keep on top of all of the latest TikTok ads news and create videos on those topics. So we'll see you in the next one.